What's up, guys? Garrett here again. In this video I want to go over what is Bookmine, the pros, the cons, and then at the end of the video, after you've heard everything, if you want to help out the channel, you can use a link in the description to sign up for Bookmine. And then also there's a code at the bottom that you can get a free 15-day trial to test it out yourself. The code is GARRETT, GARRETT, all caps. So let's get into it. So Bookmine is an advanced online arbitrage tool for booksellers. For those who don't know what arbitrage is, it's the process of buying low at one place and selling high at another place. And the best analogy that I've ever heard is like the fur trade, and it just helps me wrap my head around it. What arbitrage is you know, back in the day when we were selling from Europe to America and back, there's animals that you could find here in America where you could, you know, buy the fur here and then, but you couldn't find in Europe. So they would buy it here, ship it back to Europe, and then sell it for twice as much there. And in all, that's what arbitrage is. But Bookmine it takes advantage of the modern time arbitrage, which is buying on one website and selling on another, or in this case, mainly buying on Amazon and then selling on Amazon for a higher price, because you can take advantage of the big conglomerate companies like Goodwill that they sell it super cheap because they get it for free pretty much. Bookmine is more geared to Amazon selling, because that's where Goodwill will list most of their books, but they will also list it on eBay, and they have an eBay button on Bookmine where you can click that button and it'll send you to the eBay site where you can find those or the same book there. So Bookmine is mainly taking advantage of like the big conglomerate companies like Goodwill, because Goodwill gets so much. I know every one of us has dropped off books or clothing or anything at Goodwill and didn't sell it to them. We just dropped it off because we wanted it out of our house. And for some reason, books, you know, it kind of feels weird throwing away a book. I don't know why, but I don't like it, you know, and I don't think I'm alone in that feeling, because there's so many people that give away their books to Goodwill. And what Goodwill does is, in order to get it out the door as quick as possible, they'll list it at a really low price, and they know that people like me are constantly looking on Bookmine to bring up that book immediately. As soon as it's listed, that Bookmine will like, I don't know, register it, and then we'll see it, and then boom, it's gone. And within the hour, that book will be sold, because, you know, people like you and me are on there looking on Bookmine or Keepa and taking advantage of that. And we'll buy it at that low price that they put it at, and then we'll put it at the actual price that we'll look at the Keepa chart, see what the demand and the price shows, and we'll put it at the real price that we can sell it for, and then make, you know, twice as much, 3 times as much, 4 times as much, however much. But anyways, so all in all, that's what Bookmine is. It's a new online arbitrage tool for booksellers, used booksellers mainly. I'm sure you can do new, but I never do. But anyways, so now that we know what Bookmine is, let's go over the pros. The pros is, I mean, it is the best online arbitrage tool for books. And I'm saying that because I use it, obviously, and I've used Keepa, which is kind of the only other tool that you can use that I can think of. And I used Keepa for years and years and years, and I've been using Bookmine for about a month or 2 months, I think, something like that. And it's taken my store from, you know, this level to this level. You know what I'm saying? It's jumped up quite a bit, because it narrows everything down. Keepa does a great job. I'm not trying to hate on Keepa by any means, and you can run your store with Keepa alone, but it just doesn't filter it quite like Bookmine does. It's a lot more wide. You have to go through a lot more books that are definite no's to get to the yeses, and that takes time, you know. And Bookmine does a great job of filtering everything down, because you got to keep in mind that Keepa, although it's an amazing deal, and you need Keepa, you can't get rid of Keepa and start Bookmine. You have to keep Keepa, because it just tells you the past historical data, and you have to know that. And the thing about Keepa that you got to keep in mind is that it's for all walks of life of Amazon sellers. It's for them. It's for everyone. It's all across the board. And it's for online arbitrage. It's for wholesale. It's for private label. And, you know, even though it's good for everything, Bookmine is good for a specific thing, which is booksellers, used booksellers. And I think that that's a really big pro, because it really focuses on what you want. You know what I'm saying? Not kind of a general everything. It's focusing in on the booksellers. And that's a really good pro to me. And another pro for me is that, you know, it brings everything to the front page. You can see the Keepa charts without like hovering over a certain area or clicking on anything. You can see, you know, a whole year of data on the Keepa charts of all the books on the page. And so that really helps you just look at all however many books you can see down and be like, no. Oh, yes, maybe. Let's look at this a little more, you know, instead of having to hover, no. Because that's what Keepa, you have to do that with Keepa. And, you know, that just saves that little bit of time. I know it's not a lot, but if you're sourcing every day, that little time adds up, you know. But one of my favorite aspects of Bookmine is the price. The price that it shows on the website. And I'll show you real fast here. So if I come here, you see this price right here? This is showing the price of the book that you're going to pay, and it's showing the shipping. Now that may not sound like a lot, but imagine this. Imagine you're on Keepa, because this is what Keepa does. You're on Keepa and you're hovering over this price right here, and you're like, oh, $15.99, this is a great book. I'm not saying this book is great, but I'm saying that if this book was an amazing book and this price was amazing, and you're like, oh, awesome, and you click on it, and you go to Amazon and you look at it, and then all of a sudden this price isn't actually the price, it's this price plus shipping. And you've had to click on this, wait for this to load, and then you got to come down here, and then you got to look like, oh no, it's this price. You can see that they've added the price together for you, and you're like, crap, all right, so not this book. Now let's continue on. You know, that just took a little bit of time. And I know that wasn't a lot of time, but it adds up. I'm telling you guys, once you start getting into really sourcing and stuff, you'll find that every little second you can shave off from saying no to a book is valuable time. And the quicker you can get to a yes, the better. You want to get to that yes as quick as possible. And that little bitty time saver right there is huge. And you don't have to wait for a page to load in order to be like, no, that price isn't right, you know. So that's a big one for me. But that's a lot of the pros. I'm sure there's more. If there's more that you can think of, let me know in the comments. But to sum up the pros that I have for Bookmine is that it saves you precious time. It gets you to that no faster so you can get to that yes even that much faster. You got to get to that yes as quick as possible. And I think that Bookmine, there's just no other tool that does it like Bookmine. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. So that's the pros. Now, in every decision you make in life, there are cons, and you have to weigh out the pros and the cons. And we're gonna go over some cons. That way, you know, at least what I think some of the cons are to Bookmine. So, Bookmine is an advanced tool for booksellers, and by that I mean that if you're just starting out selling on Amazon or eBay or book selling, I don't think that this is the tool that you jump right into. Now, there is one caveat to that, and I'll go over that in the next con. But if you're just starting out, in my opinion, I think that you should just learn Keepa. Watch as many YouTube videos on Joji's or the Bookmine YouTube channel. Go over all the Keepa knowledge that you can, source for a couple months on Keepa, and understand what you're looking for on a Keepa chart. Because if you don't understand what you're looking for on a Keepa chart, you're just not gonna be able to take advantage of what Bookmine is bringing to the table. Because if you go for it and you don't quite understand what Keepa is, you're not going to grasp the full like knowledge of Bookmine, the full like what it's bringing to the table. You're not going to understand it. So take some time first. Go to Keepa, learn Keepa, and then you can advance whenever you got a good inventory going from Keepa and you understand what you're looking for. Your store, you can go from where Keepa's got your store to where Bookmine's going to bring your store. And that's the first con. And the only reason that's a con is because of the next con, which is price. And I'll show you the price setup that they put it on the website. You know, they let you know straight up, like, this is what it's going to be. You know, they're not hiding nothing. So this is the price. The lowest price you can do is $129.99 a month, which it is up there. And you get the Facebook community, Bookmine Facebook community access. You get access to Bookmine, and then you get 10-day free trial. But if you use the code in the description, you will get a 15-day trial, so a little bit more. But there's that. And then this is the one that I've been doing, is the $159.99 a month, because you get a twice monthly live group coaching call. And to me, education is priceless. You know, I'm trying to spend money on education as much as I can, and these group calls really do help. You can bring your books there, and they'll tell you exactly what like if they think it's good or not, or they'll go over it with you. And so that's huge. And then, so the caveat I was talking about earlier for like the beginners is this one right here. This $219.99 a month. If you can afford that, you get a 30-minute monthly call with Joji or Victor. And the reason I say that's a caveat to the beginners is because if you're just starting out, getting a mentor is massive. It's so big, and you could probably skip. It's tough to say if you could skip learning Keepa, because you need to know Keepa, but they will definitely help you learn it faster. If you could just have 30 minutes a month talking to Joji or Victor, they'll explain to you exactly what you're needing to know, or what you want to look for in a Keepa chart. Now, both of them are a little different, the founders. Joji looks for long tail, Victor looks for the seasonal, but if you can implement both of those, I think that's huge too. But it's kind of however you want to do it. But now, going back to Keepa, the reason I say that it's mainly, you know, start there is because, you know, the lowest price you can do for Bookmine is $129.99 a month, but Keepa, it's $20.55 a month. And you're going to need to have both of them. You can't just have Bookmine without Keepa. You have to have Keepa and Bookmine on together, because you have to be able to look at the Keepa chart and see the whole aspect of that one book, that like how it's been selling over the years. And you just need to have that. There's no way around it. But that's really the only two cons that I could think of. Again, if you can think of some more cons, let me know in the comments down below. But that's the main two things that I can think of, and it's really not bad cons, because the first one, you kind of want it to be a little more advanced. You don't want everyone to be able to do it right off the bat. And then the second one, you know, they're charging the price that it's worth, because I pay for that every single day. Every single day I find enough books to pay for that price. It's really easy once you understand what you're looking for. So Bookmine in general is the tool you need to advance your bookstore. Another pro that I didn't mention earlier is that Joji and Victor are constantly updating this tool. They're constantly working on it. I believe it was like the first month that they updated it, because people, you know, they released it, and then everyone was in their community was like, hey, I really want an eBay button, you know. And then right away they added that, you know. I don't know what it takes, you know, I don't know that type of stuff, but they added it like really fast. And like that just tells me and shows me that they're gonna, you know, take care of you. They're gonna listen to you, because they're active in that Facebook group. They're active on their YouTube channels. That's another thing, is they have a Bookmine YouTube channel that literally goes over, obviously, Bookmine and how to use it, but also goes over how to read Keepa charts, how to handle your inventory, how to, you know, source for books on Bookmine and stuff, and like how you want to use it. So, you know, and definitely check that out. You know, even if you don't even need to be a Bookmine member in order to check out their YouTube channel. You know, learn a little bit about it before you dive in. But that's it's just a great site. I would highly recommend you check it out once you've, you know, understood things and whatnot, or want to pay for the coaching calls with the one-on-ones. I think that would be huge for beginners as well. But you know, this is my main way of sourcing now, and I will be coming out with more videos of me sourcing on Bookmine. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe. Obviously like this video, but subscribe, that way you can get notified whenever I upload some videos about Bookmine. And then, you know, if you have any other pros, cons, or questions or anything, you know, comment down below. You know, I'd be happy to answer, or happy to talk about, you know, what you think about a pro is, or what you think is another con that I didn't think of. But that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on next one. Later.